Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the Oklahoma Sports Report Thunder Basketball Edition. I'm Heath. With me, Mark Rodgers, and we are at the Cohiba Lounge in Norman. Boyd and Jenkins, great place. Come have a beverage, great cigar, and watch your sporting event. And it is adjacent to Royal Pipes and Tobacco, where you can find those great cigars. Mark, the Thunder have taken the NBA by storm. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
By storm.
That's right. Yeah, I like it. They have. It's been a great start to the season for Oklahoma City. Schedule becomes a little bit more difficult in the new year, but they set up themselves for a pretty good chance in the West.
Well, you know, and nobody really expected this kind of start. I mean, before the season started, if you would have polled the Thunder fans and even the people that cover the Thunder, 23-11, 24-12, or whatever it comes out to, I mean, they'd be ecstatic, you know. And even though there's had a couple stumbles here lately, it's been a great start, and they seem to have playing the right way again, but it's a winning way.
Definitely a winning way. I mean, there's some statistics in where they're at the very top of the league. Turnover percentage, what they force on defense. They're very good at taking care of the basketball on their own end. They lead the league in free throw percentage. They're up there in three-point percentage, at times close to number one. So this team excels in many, many areas in the game.
Well, see, and that's the thing about it. It's not fluky. You know, now last year they went on some runs and they looked good and they were up and coming and they surprised some teams. This year it's kind of turned around. They're not surprising any teams. And in the case of the Nets, when they played the Nets last week, the Nets were waiting on them. I mean, they had gotten beat earlier, and they weren't going to let that happen again. And so that's the one thing I think that the Thunder, as a young team, are going to have to learn to adapt to.
Well, that's true. I mean, as they get better, but they've got the pieces that can be able to adapt to that. I mean, there's been far more pleasant surprises when it comes to wins than there have been disappointments when it comes to losses. The New Jersey game is disappointing no matter what, but a couple of road wins at Denver this year, big home win over the Celtics, big home win over the Wolves, all those things pretty good.
Well, you know, and in spite of, you know, a couple of dropped games here and there, the NBA had them ranked number one in a poll. So that's pretty high, lofty for the Thunder and the Thunder fans. Hey, we are at Cohiba Lounge here in Norman, where you can come in and have a drink, smoke your favorite cigar, pipe, cigarette, whatever, and watch the sporting event, all at Lindsay. I'm a block south from there, north on that. But anyway, we are at Boyd and Jenkins here in Norman. We'll be right back with more. As soon as I get the right location, we'll be back. Come see Paul at the Mattress Place. He is Sooner born and wants to take care of his fellow Oklahomans. The Mattress Place has a nice queen pillow top mattress starting as low as $2.99 and kings for only $3.99. They carry Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and much more. The Mattress Place has a large selection and fast delivery. Located between Penn and Western on Southwest 59th Street. Buy your groceries in your neighborhood, but buy your mattresses at the Mattress Place.
Let us help you get on your journey to feeling better and living a more healthy life. Dr. Gumman at Harmony Healing Center is dedicated to providing personalized care to each of his patients. Internationally trained and nationally recognized, with over 24 years of practice, Dr. Gumman is the highest recommended acupuncturist in Oklahoma. Call and schedule your appointment today.
Hi friends. Did you know that over 80 million men and women suffer from hair loss? Well, now there's help. Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light Skin Clinic are introducing a revolutionary laser hair loss treatment called Alma TED. Alma TED uses a proprietary laser that will help stop hair loss and promote growth. For more information, give Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light a call and stop hair loss today.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites, morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
Oh man, dude, I really wish I could make that. It's National No Pants Day, and That'd be kind of inappropriate.
We actually just had gas station sushi, and you just don't want to chance that.
We're gonna be running tornado drills, like tornado drills all day.
I have tickets to see Kenny Rodgers. He's what?
Tornado drill, tornado drill.
Your friends are tired of coming up with excuses. Two Fellas Moving Company, saving friendships since 1996.
Wander Folk Spirits distilled out of Guthrie, Oklahoma. Great line of spirits. They have Wander Folk Gin, Wander Folk Vodka, and Old Moses Bourbon. All of these are quality products, and they're distilled right here in Oklahoma. So support Oklahoma business. Ask your favorite restaurant or bar to carry Wander Folk Spirits. And welcome back. Oklahoma Sports Report Thunder Basketball Edition. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath from Cohiba Lounge. Mark, you can't start talking about the Thunder without start talking about their starting point guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Well, SGA has continued to improve. He's gotten better and better. Last year was the biggest jump. I think this season, his efficiency in which he scores, his ability to turn the opponents over, that leads to a lot of the Thunder turnover percentage, which is set as number one in the NBA, forced. He's an elite player. There's not a conversation where in the top 4, 5, 6 guys in the league that SGA's name doesn't come up.
Well, you know, not only is he averaging over 30 points, he's averaging over 5 assists. He's getting 2+ steals, which is outstanding. And his rebounding is over 5. So, I mean, he's the only guy in the NBA that's doing all of those check marks. And so, I mean, that's why his name is in the MVP race and in the top 2 or 3 behind Embiid and Jokic right now.
Well, that's right, and only 25 years of age. So he's still on the way up when it comes to his success. But it's been a joy to watch the efficiency and the ease at which he scores in the lane. He takes good shots, gets fouled quite a bit, goes to the free throw line, and he makes his free throws when he gets there. So
well, you know, and very few superstars, I mean, that I can have seen and watched, give that effort like he does on both ends. I mean, there's some that are superstars on the offensive end, and they give, you know, a little bit of on the defensive end. Shai takes pride in his defense. Like I said, he's got the steals. I think he's 3rd in the league in steals per game.
Yeah.
You know, that just shows how much he's working on that defense, takes a lot of pride in it. And I think that filters down to the rest of the Thunder.
No, his leadership on the floor, I think, especially for a group of players that are extremely young otherwise, is excellent. And I think that there's not really a lot of egos and pretense on the team. And so I think that's a good reason why they've developed and I think play so well together.
Well, okay, and then the other, I want to call it a surprise, but maybe it's not a surprise, and that's Chet Holmgren. You know, he's shown out that he's everything people had hoped he would be when they drafted him.
Well, he's a polarizing draft pick. I think people look at him and then see that he's really skinny, but he has given this team a dose of exactly what they need. He spaces the floor well. He's an excellent three-point shooter. He's shooting over 80% from the free throw line. He's provided good help side defense. And he's low on turnover. So if you look at the big 3 for Oklahoma City, and J-Dub, SGA, and Chet, they're shooting all above 54% from the field. They're shooting all above 83% from the free throw line. And so it's a great combination, especially as young as it is. There's really no team in the league that can match that core with that youth.
Well, and that's the thing about it. And, you know, the thing that I think I'm most surprised about, you mentioned before when they drafted, they're going, that skinny kid, blah, blah, blah. I think you could ask any of the big men he's faced. He may be slender, but he doesn't back down. He doesn't back down from any big. He fights them. He works against them. He gets his blocks, and he takes his medicine. When they do him, he goes back and tries to do them because he doesn't take no for an answer. And I think that shows well for him.
Well, I think a lot of fans around here may envision the NBA as it was in 1983. You got Moses Malone in the paint, you got Kareem in the paint, you got Ewing in the paint. I mean, and all those type of guys. But in today's NBA, you want to play with a guy that can play inside and out, and his ability to step out and shoot the 3 three while still providing defense at the rim, is what the NBA has decided. Even Jokic, who can play some in the post, is a perimeter player.
Yeah.
And so being skinny isn't necessarily the hindrance that I think some people felt like it would be.
Well, yeah, when they drafted, I absolutely love as a basketball fan to watch Chet get a rebound, hit an outlet pass, trail the play, they go in, things are covered, he comes up, they throw it out to him, and he hits a trailing running three. I mean, that to me is pure basketball, and I love it.
That's right. You have to pick him up, too. You have to be cognizant of where he is at all time, and that secondary break element, that's a big-time weapon. Not many players in the league can do what he does.
Well, and then again, I mean, he can also take it off the board on the defensive end and take it all the way down and finish on the other end. And not very many bigs at 7 foot can do that either.
No, not at all.
So I like that part about him, and we'll talk about J-Dub in just a minute, but we are at Cohiba Lounge, adjacent to Royal Pipes and Tobacco here, Norman at Boyd and Jink. It's a great place. We've got a wonderful, wonderful cigar selection, a very large humidor where you can come in and pick out your favorite cigar or try a new one. They have an expert at availability here to help you select that cigar that will satisfy you. We'll be right back after this. Come see Paul at the Mattress Place. He is Sooner born and wants to take care of his fellow Oklahomans. The Mattress Place has a nice queen pillow top mattress starting as low as $2.99 and kings for only $3.99. They carry Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and much more. The Mattress Place has a large selection and fast delivery. Located between Penn and Western on Southwest 59th Street. Buy your groceries in your neighborhood, but buy your mattresses at the Mattress Place. Hi friends, did you know that over 80 million men and women suffer from hair loss? Well, now there's help. Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light Skin Clinic are introducing a revolutionary laser hair loss treatment called Alma TED. Alma TED uses a proprietary laser that will help stop hair loss and promote growth. For more information, give Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light a call and stop hair loss today.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites. Morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
Oh man, dude, I really wish I could make that. It's National No Pants Day, and that'd be kind of inappropriate.
We actually just had gas station sushi, and you just don't want to chance that.
We're gonna be running tornado drills all day.
I have tickets to see Kenny Rodgers. He's what?
Tornado drill.
Your friends are tired of coming up with excuses. Two Fellas Moving Company, saving friendships since 1996.
Wander Folk Spirits distilled out of Guthrie, Oklahoma. Great line of spirits. They have Wander Folk Gin, Wander Folk Vodka, and Old Moses Bourbon. All of these are quality products, and they're distilled right here in Oklahoma. So support Oklahoma business. Ask your favorite restaurant or bar to carry Wander Folk Spirits. Come see Paul at the Mattress Place. He is Sooner born and wants to take care of his fellow Oklahomans. The Mattress Place has a nice queen pillow top mattress starting as low as $2.99 and kings for only $3.99. They carry Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and much more. The Mattress Place has a large selection and fast delivery. Located between Penn and Western on Southwest 59th Street. Buy your groceries in your neighborhood, but buy your mattresses at the Mattress Place. Hi friends, did you know that over 80 million men and women suffer from hair loss? Well, now there's help. Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light Skin Clinic are introducing a revolutionary laser hair loss treatment called Alma TED. Alma TED uses a proprietary laser that will help stop hair loss and promote growth. For more information, give Dr. Victoria Johnson and her staff at Laser Light a call and stop hair loss today. And we're back. Oklahoma Sports Report. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath, Thunder Basketball Edition from Cohiba Lounge. Mark, we teased J-Dub, and he's worth more than just a tease. I think J-Dub is going to be, and he's showing signs of, one of the best all-around ball players on the Thunder.
No doubt about it. I mean, he is. I love this guy because I think that he does everything that you would need to do, and he doesn't have to be over the top in terms of having the ball or dominating the ball. So he can score at stretches of a time when you put the ball in his hands. If say Shea is on the bench, he's a great one-on-one defender. He's shooting a three at a pretty high percentage this year, so he's just a key piece of a championship team. And there's not many players in the NBA that are plus at all aspects of the game, and he clearly is.
Well, and I've asked you this before last year, and I've asked other people. I'm still trying to find out, in my mind, a comparable player. And I think this year he has convinced me that he is a Thunder version of what Kawhi Leonard does and did for the Spurs, for Toronto, and now for the Clippers.
Yeah, he's got a ways to go if he wants to reach Kawhi's level.
Of course, but still, he's
same thing. Well, Scottie Pippen is the same type of player. I think that can score, can defend, and has that toughness and strength and basketball sensibility. To play with Jordan, I think it was kind of a difficult situation, but he made the most of it. And so I think
that might be a good comp too.
He's not at those two guys' level yet, but he does do the things similarly to the way that those players did.
Well, and what I like about him now is he's showing that the whole team has confidence in him having the ball in money situations. I mean, they are comfortable with him having the ball, with the clock running down, needing to, going down, getting a quality shot, and he's getting that confidence that, hey, give me the ball. I can make it happen.
Yeah, that's right. I think that they started a challenge to do that with him last year as a rookie, and it paid off in games. And so this is only his second year in the league. He's going to continue to get better and better and better.
And there's no sophomore slump there.
No.
Let's talk real quick about the others. The most maligned starter on the Thunder, obviously, Josh Giddey. I'm a Giddey defender. I think he's got a great game. They're playing him out of his position. They're playing him at the 4 when he's actually probably closer to a lead guard. But Giddey has still, even though he went through some really bad times, is now starting to play better.
Well, he went through a little bit of, he's a shooting slump, but I think there's signs of games at which he's come out of that. And if you look at how good this Oklahoma City team is with SGA getting to the basket and the space that creates on the floor, there's got to be some room out there for him to do things. He's a very good rebounder. He's a very good passer in the paint. That helps, again, I think, get guys good shots with his vision. And I think we're spoiled in Oklahoma City. Everybody loved Josh Giddey when he was drafted, and he had triple doubles, and there was great potential there for growth. But then SGA blossomed into a first-team All-NBA guy. J-Dub got drafted. He was a potential All-Star. And so I think people have been maybe a little unfair with Giddey based on how everybody else has really improved on this team. So I still think that he is, at his age, 21 years old, still a good player.
He's second in rebounds, second in assists, he's third in steals, and he's fourth in scoring. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Not for a 21-year-old guy playing out of position.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
And then Lou Dort, the Bulldog, the tenacious defender, judicious now with his three-point shot, which I like.
Well, whether he's judicious or not, he's hitting 41%. That's 6 percentage points better than his career average, which is at 34. So if you're going to, however many you shoot, if you're going to make 41% of the threes, then you're going to have a green light. Lou isn't a volume shooter. I think that he's finally realized that. That's why his percentage has gone up. So watch that number as the year goes down. If Lou can stay up, again, even if there's some regression,
40.
37 is still really good because he's still playing good defense night in and night out. And I think he's learning how to play well within the fabric and the framework of the team. He's had a really good year.
Yeah, and with all the other moving parts, with Chet, he doesn't have to do as much on the board, so he can devote more time on defense. He can also, the only thing that I think Lou still hasn't been able to do is his finishing rate, and that's a nitpick.
He's undersized.
Yeah, that's a nitpick. But I mean, if you're right, he's shooting less threes, making more of them. I like that. So that's the starting lineup, and we'll talk about the bench when we get back. Here we are at Cohiba Lounge. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath on the Oklahoma Sports Report. And welcome back. Oklahoma Sports Report, Thunder Basketball Edition. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath from Cohiba Lounge, Royal Pipes and Tobacco, where you can come and find a wonderfully seasoned cigar just to your taste, as well as your favorite drink, and watch a sporting event, regardless whether it's a Thunder game that we're talking about now. Oh, by the way, congratulations to KSBI, our home network, for being able to broadcast Friday night games now instead of Valley Sports. I think that's kind of an audition for next year to maybe carry the Thunder full time. But we'll find out more as the season progresses. But from now on, you can watch Thunder on Friday night games on KSBI Channel 52, our home network. Mark, let's talk about the bench real quick. The bench, you got to start with Isaiah Joe. I mean, he is the sixth man coming off the bench. And, you know, there might have been a time there at the beginning of the season where he didn't quite have the rhythm, but, man, he has it now.
Right, well, he's shooting good, but I think he's also playing some defense and becoming more of a complete player rather than just a guy that's going to go out there and hit threes. But give him a lot of credit. You know, he was a free agent pickup from Philadelphia and had some great games with Oklahoma City, kind of earned his way into the rotation. I think he's really earned his way into a spot in the NBA, whatever that may be, here in Oklahoma City or wherever else. But he's playing really good.
He's playing really, really well. And, you know, he's going to be eligible for a contract for too long. And the Thunder, I think, would be smart to go ahead and try to get him now if they could. But that's something Sam Presti will have to address when the time comes up. But right now, Isaiah Joe in the running, top 5 or 6 in the league for sixth man of the year. Also, you know, you're talking the rest of them. Cason Wallace, surprise as a first-year guy. Jay Will, good solid minutes, even though he's kind of losing minutes here and there. Aaron Wiggins, my favorite undersung Thunder player. I mean, you know, no matter how many minutes he gets, Aaron Wiggins plays well.
Well, I think if you were to talk about the bench as a whole, I think Cason Wallace is a really nice draft pick because he shows some of those signs that the other players, I think Sam Presti kind of focuses on. Can he play defense? Can he shoot? Can he do a lot of things that can help the team? And so I think that when he's gotten in there to play with this group, he's looked like he's belonged in the NBA. But I think that Mark Daigneault has done a nice job of trying to get guys minutes in certain games. It's not that we're cookie cuttering this and we're going out every game. There's some minutes out there for Bertans. There's some minutes out there when you look at it for Lindy Waters and other guys where it keeps everybody, I think, involved as a team. Now, at some point in time, probably in March, that the bench gets shortened a little bit and you start practicing or preparing for the playoffs. But I think Daigneault's done a good job of playing the entire roster. You know, it's not out of the realm to see the Thunder play 13 guys in a game. I mean, not many teams do that in the NBA.
And at a winning level.
It's not hurting them.
At a winning level.
Right.
You know, whereas some teams will play 13, but they're just trying to shuffle people in and out because they're losing.
Mm-hmm.
But Daigneault's doing it in a winning fashion. And speaking of Daigneault, gosh, he has got to be up there, him and the coach of Minnesota, coaches of the year.
Well, I think, there's the whole culture of the team. I mean, the way that they work, I think his laid-back approach has worked wonders. And so Oklahoma City's, you know, definitely done a good job of outpacing their projections so far this year, and I think he deserves a lot of the credit.
Well, you know, here's what I like about Daigneault is you mentioned it earlier, he keeps all the guys engaged. He lets them know where they stand. They know when they're going to play, when they're not, and he rotates minutes. But he also is so creative in his calling and how he handles his team. And you got to hand Sam Presti and he both a big thank you, because they are playing unconventional basketball. They are, not the bigs and the rebounding. They're going to out hustle you, like you said in the first segment. They're going to take the ball away from you and get the turnovers. They're going to do a fast pace. They got the shooters out there. They got SGA. So they're doing it in a more unconventional way, and they're saying, look, we're convinced our way is good, and we're going to show you. They
got to start, I think, making sure that they focus on defense, especially at the beginning of games. I mean, their defensive efficiency rating is pretty high, but they can't get lazy and start to read their own press clippings and figure we're going to outscore people tonight. And I think that will behoove them. But that's just another step in a team's maturity. So we'll see how the Thunder do with that throughout July or January? Excuse me. I want it to be July, but it's January.
Yeah, it's snow on the ground in July out there,
yeah,
Mark. But you're right. You're right. You know, they are going to have to learn how to do that, and I think that'll be the focus as they move forward. And depending on how well they do focus on that, will depend on how well they do moving towards the end of the season. That's going to do it for this edition of the Oklahoma Sports Report, Thunder Basketball. Hope you watch us next week and this week and each and every week on KSBI Channel 52.